I'm Mark Brown.
And I'm McCuller.
And this is Mark My Words.
It can probably be your last time playing ball.
Yeah.
If this is the last time doing it, okay, do it. You know what I'm saying? But what? 100% with it.
All right, Craig, man, so we're going to dive right into it, man. You know, the headline of, today, yesterday, every day is, social injustice. Man, just kind of, educate us and let us know how you feel about that.
Well, man, social injustice is very real. Like, in this time and hour, I know things is happening all across the world, but dealing with George Floyd and dealing with the things have been in the LA and in the Atlanta, Georgia area. It's really it's a difficult time at the moment,
right.
for the black culture, and
right.
and it gives us something to really empower about. Like it's giving us an opportunity to stand up for something and for a great cause, and it's giving us an opportunity to come together, as a whole. So I feel like even on the entrepreneur side of it too, as well, is just being honest with it. Do we have to be up on our P's and Q's as an African American? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like overall though, it has to get better. It's going to get better, and then if we keep standing for what's right, I mean, and the outcome is going to be good. Right.
As you see my shirt, as you guys can see my shirt, I think the headline it's always black and white.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I think this is a people of color issue. You know what I'm saying? Not just us as blacks or African Americans or Negroes, however you want to spin. I believe, and it's evident that all people of color, face these, this injustice or these inequalities, iniquities, and things of that nature. So I think the beauty of it is seeing all of us, blacks, browns, seeing all people of color come together, and fight for what's right, as well as, quote unquote, our white allies as well. I don't think this is a color thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more of like a rabbit hole. Essentially, I think this is a good versus evil, and coming into this year, none of us expected any of this.
No.
But and I'm not a big resolutions, New Year's resolution type of person. But one thing I said, I was like, things this year are going to become very clear. And then just tying, that to 2020, like I have contacts in my eyes, and these contacts give me 2020 vision. And I think that's what this year, the year 2020 is doing for us. Now at that expense, we've lost, some George Floyds and the Breonna Taylors and the Kobe, you know what I mean? The Ahmaud Arbery and, some very, fatal and unfortunate, some things have happened, but things are becoming clear. And to some degree, that line in the sand is being drawn, and it's just, what side are you on? And it's not, it's not a black or a white thing. It's, good versus evil, or what's right and what's wrong. And, hopefully, our communities, or essentially the world is hopefully we're gravitating to what's right and what's just, and hopefully things will get better.
Yeah, and I believe they think the same exact thing, and like you stated, man, like it's like a black and white era, but like in a nutshell though, like some stuff, I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to like express how you shouldn't be like sitting up on a person's neck like that. Come on now, like some stuff is just out.
It's kind of like, again, it's like that line is drawn in the sand. You have a heart, or you don't. You know what I mean? So, or before we dive into our next topic, just the realm of sports. That's what I love about sports, because when you out there on the floor, when you out there on the field, in your respective sport, it's not so much of, which there may be a little, but it's not so much of he's black, he's white, he's brown, he's green, he's purple. It's, if you see a dude that can hoop, you be like, man, he can go.
He go.
You know what I'm saying? He can go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I love. Even within your teammates, it's not, well, you're black and you're white or you're brown. All of that goes out the window, and you guys come together, and it's just about competing and winning. that's the beauty I love in sports. And with that being said, going into our first topic, just, what are your thoughts on, there's speculation and talk, and, now that the NBA and even the WNBA, have given their resumption date. There's, guys, the LeBrons and, Patrick Beverly, who are for starting back the NBA and how that can be of benefit. But, on the other side, you have guys like, Kyrie Irving and Avery Bradley and Dwight, who have spoken out on, this can be a distraction. And, even Steven Jackson, which I love what Steven Jackson is doing right now. But, you have guys on that side of, sports and basketball, whatever is great. But, we're not going to just shut up and dribble, or we're not going to distract ourselves with, watching an NBA game or WNBA game. No, we're going to stick to the task at hand. So you have both of those sides. What's your spiel on that?
I feel like this. The first is first. I do agree with Kyrie on the aspect of it and Steven Jackson too as well. It can be a distraction. It can be, you know, like it can like take away from, like you stated, the task at hand. You know, like, so it takes away from the George Floyd the accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it takes away from the Atlanta standpoint, and it kind of is trying to. I feel like the media is trying to brush it away. You know what I'm saying? Rather than really deal with the situation, you know. So I believe like this. They have a choice, you know. I feel like it shouldn't be pressured on them if they should play or not, simply because of they are like a person of influence too as well. And then two, I feel like as well too, they're given a chance to put statements, injustice statements up on their jerseys that can be it can be so it can be like a good advertising, advocating on the aspect of what's going on too as well. So I feel like they are using the platform of the jerseys to take away from if I don't want to play or whatever like that. It's giving them an opportunity to voice their statements and voice what they believe as well, so it can help out everybody in the world. It can be a choice, you know. As you said, it can be a positive or a negative, but as the caliber of the LeBrons and the Kawhis and the other elite talent in the league, you know, it can help them to advocate more, you know, and to be the voice, you know, and to really allow them to get their statements out there to the world, and it helps out the community too as well.
And I think one of the things we do, man, and we forget that they too are people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, I guess I'm quote unquote, you know, I'm a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular civilian. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I work in a predominantly white establishment. You feel what I'm saying? So it's, and whether if I did or if I didn't, I'm personally not going to go into work, you know, rah this and whoop de whoop and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's more so I'm going to do it strategically, and I feel like what we do is, you know, while we idolizing the LeBrons and the Kawhis and the Kyries and, you know, those marquee players, we forget that they're human, and they have to deal with this themselves. They, you know, they're individuals. They have families. They have children that resemble, you know, the George Floyds and the, you know, the Mark Averys and Michael Browns and you know, things of that nature. So regardless of how you feel, we have to respect one another's opinions. Absolutely. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's because it's almost, by not doing so, we're creating a war inside of the war, and which is that's you know, that's what they want. You feel what I'm saying? You know, they want us to get riled up and then find a way to, you know, turn on each other. And no, we have to find you know, we have to continue to come together. I'm probably more Kyrie than I am, you know, the LeBrons and the Patrick Beverleys and you know, Stephen A. Smiths, but you know, I respect those guys and what I'm not going to bash those guys for their opinions and what they want. Yeah. I look at it this way, man. You know, when you're traveling on the interstate, right? Would you rather travel in a 2-way lane or a 5-way lane?
5-way.
In a 5-way lane. Why? It's less traffic. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has their own lane, but we're still headed toward in the same direction.
I like that.
So again, so it's just respecting one another's opinions, and especially guys that are on these platforms. And, you know, I mean, it's bashing each other down and talking down. You know, not deciding to play or resume play. You know, in that Orlando bubble, yeah, you'd be losing out on money, but you know, money is a resource. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the end all be all. You can have all this money, but if you don't know what to do with it, you know, essentially, what's the point of you having it? You feel what I'm saying? That's not to say I don't like money. Right. But you know, it's more so of, you know, valuing our resources, you know, platforms being one of them, and using them to the best of our abilities. You know, and if Kyrie thinks that, you know, he himself bouncing the basketball and that's cool. Playing is a distraction to, you know, him wanting to advocate and create awareness and create reform and you know, him be part of the solution, then let him be that. He has a choice, as you said. You know, if LeBron thinks, you know, if LeBron can perform a quadruple double by, you know, getting his stats and then advocating and creating a way, if he can do all that at the same time, then he should have the choice to do so. But we shouldn't be drawing that line in the sand within each other. We have to find a way to stay connected and stay together. And like I said, just continue down that path of you know, hopefully, you know, equality, justice, and equity, you know, for all.
I got that.
So you know, another big headline, you know, throughout this year has been COVID-19, the coronavirus, and which I'll tap into, you know, how that's affected, you know, me, you know, in the coaching world. You know, obviously, you know, once it first broke out, you know, it was, we had to evacuate campus. We had to vacate campus, and everybody was home. And then, you know, it came the shutdown. You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody was, you know, shut in and quarantined, and you know, gyms and universities and everything was shut down. I'm not gonna lie, man. It took some, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for, you know, thousands, if not, you know, thousands of coaches. It was a huge adjustment.
Oh man, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was a huge adjustment because, you know, one, I mean, you had guys who were, you know, just tapping into their postseason. You know what I'm saying? You know, had guys that were either entering their, you know, conference play or conference tournaments play, or they were already in conference tournament play, or you may have had guys that, you know, had concluded or even won their conference tournament, and they were headed to the big dance. You know, they're headed to the national tournament. So, you know, Belmont, you know what I'm saying? You know, they made that incredible run.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And you know, they OVC champs. And you know, now we going to the big dance, and it's kind of like, boom, it's cut off. You know, you got seniors. You know, you got seniors that, you know, that might have been not only their last chance, but their only chance to, you know, make some, you know what I'm saying, make something crazy happen. You know what I mean? You know, make a run for a national title. You know what I'm saying? And not only from that standpoint, you know, just that was their senior season. You know what I'm saying? That was their senior season, and it was over. Not because of, you know, a loss or injury. It was, you know, because of this unforeseen, you know, virus or whatever the case may be. It just snuck up on us, and it did damage. But back to how that affected, you know, me as a coach. You know, obviously, you know, our season was done at the time, but it was just that point of, you know, we were at that point in our season to where, you know, we were reflecting, you know, watching film, you know, we were evaluating, you know what I'm saying? You know, we were almost preparing for the off season, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, as a trainer in the off season, that's where the real work happens. Correct. You feel what I'm saying? That's where the real work happens. So, you know, that being cut off, and even once you think about recruiting, you know, having guys and their families line up to come in on visits and tour campus and, you know, even, you know, work out with you and meet your guys and stuff like that. All of that was, you know, was cut off.
Cut off, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Almost in the blink of an eye. And it's just kind of like, and it gets to a point to where it got to a point to where it's like, okay, this is happening. You know, am I going to, you know, sit here and twiddle my thumbs about it or stress about it? Or am I going to make the most of it? So, you know, just, you know, I'm looking at this device here. You know, make the most of that. You know what I mean? This is what, $1,000 phone? So, you know, make it do some, you know, use it. You know what I'm saying? Make it a value. So, you know, having things, you know, phone calls, text messages, FaceTime, Zoom, social media. I'm gonna be honest, man. I've never really been too heavy into social media. But it wasn't until the shutdown or the shut-in quarantine that you know, I kind of revamped my social media account. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I didn't have a Twitter. My Instagram was deactivated. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you know, I'm not able to physically, you know, touch and meet and you interact with, you know, recruits and things like that. So it's like, you know, well, let me hop on Twitter.
I mean, I feel like this way. Like, a lot of stuff, you know, like during the COVID, I mean, I look at it like this. You can take it for the good or the bad, you know, like I mean, for me, I look at it as if like it's an opportunity to create something that can really be like a good invention. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? It's like I took this time to first like refocus my mind, okay, to build the mental. All right, I'm strengthening the physical. All right, and then two, I'm learning new hobbies. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm now. I wasn't even making a highlight tape. You know what I'm saying? I bought a camera now. You know, I'm learning some stuff at the house that I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to, you know, I'm building myself too. Reading a lot bit more. You know, like I wasn't reading a lot more. You know. Exercising a lot more, you know, so it's times now, it's the COVID or whatever like that, but what, as you stated, still, you know, still like live too, you know, like you gotta live, you know what I'm saying, like that, like if you want to be stressed out the whole time and you watching all this and that, okay, cool, I mean, but what, that's not me, you know what I'm saying, like I want to still learn, I want to still, you know, create stuff. I want to still, you know, like to have some witty inventions too as well. So but for me with the COVID, not to cut you out with it, but for me with the COVID is on the training aspect of it, everything in Clarksville was shut down. You know, like I'm talking about gyms was shut down. You know, at the parks, the rims was taken off the goals. You know what I'm saying? We were doing all of that. So what I wanted to keep my players active, so I started doing the Zoom calls. Now, just being honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like Zoom is way different than live in person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like with the one-on-one on the Zoom, you know, like a person's internet can be messing up. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a disconnection. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, I'm figuring this out. I used the Zoom the one day, the one week. I use the Zoom. I said, Quay, come on now. I don't like this Zoom. You know what I'm saying? So what? I try to figure something else out. So I started doing outside workouts up in parking lots. So I was spreading them out in distance. So we had a 6 feet distance apart. Had to do all, bring your own water and blase. We did all that. So I'm running their tail outside. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm making you work. You bring your own ball. We did stationary ball handling, ball held up on the go. So we had to improvise. And as I always stated, I told my players, you have to adapt to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just stop working just because like the goals are down, the gyms is closed, and all this and that. You got to keep going. So I feel like with the COVID, man, it really, as you stated, it messed up a lot of people mentally, physically. You know, like it did though, and it kind of crushed a lot of people's dreams of dealing with like going to college and all this and that.
Whether it be, you know, me recruiting, you know, high school kids or, you know, you working with, obviously you have a wide range of trainees, but what would be some encouraging words or what kind of picture would you paint for them? And
so if a person watching this, you gotta keep playing, keep going, keep working, stay active, you know, stay focused,
right,
because anything can happen,
right,
you know,
a lot of these things are going on in the world that, right, quite frankly, that we have little to no control over. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we it's not like we, you know, foreseeing this virus coming and just kind of wiping things out, or police brutality. Like, we're taught, you know what I'm saying, you know, walk a straight line, you know, act right, try to keep a clean cut, or you know, just we're giving these precautions to not put ourselves in position to have these you know, these fatal or these negative encounters. But you don't necessarily walk outside like, man, I'm a you know, I'm a run into a cop today, or I'm a run into you know, Marqua gonna step on my shoes, or whatever. You don't necessarily walk outside and that's it. These things just happen, and we can't control them. So you know, what would be your message to or words of encouragement, you know, to the, you know, these middle schoolers or these high schoolers, because at the end of the day, you know, the world doesn't stop. And that's kind of the harsh reality of it. So what are some things, or what are some ways that, you know, you've personally you know, taught, you know, your younger guys, what would be some words of encouragement to kind of keep the youth going?
I told them, like just being straight up, I told them, man, first, trust God in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So if you going through life, first of all, God knows what's going on, what's going to happen, what you're going to be doing from now to you leave this earth. You know what I'm saying? So what? You can't do it on your own. You know, like, so if you keep stressing about what's going on, worrying about it, you know, and then trying to do it on your own, then now I feel like you're not even a believer to been in the Creator no more. You know what I'm saying? So what? I feel like, first, you trusting God. Two, staying focused. Which meaning is that whatever your goal is, go forward. Like 100% go forward. Do it. But what? Even if you can't go down this road, there's always another road. You know what I'm saying? So what? If I'm driving home, it's not just a one way.
It's no dead end.
There's no dead end. You know what I'm saying? It's like you stated. What? It's different options with it. With the 2-lane and the 5-lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's different options. So what? You got to stay focused with that and have a different variety. The third thing is too, man. I would just say, set them goals and stay motivated by it, but stay determined. You know, because stuff gonna happen. It is. Life gonna happen. I mean, obstacles is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like, distraction gonna come, but what? Stay locked in. Stay positive. Stay focused. With a trust God, you're gonna be good.
And even to go along with that, man, it's almost you know, as you say, stay determined. I think we're in a point to where you know, education is key. And education is not just, you know, academics or schooling. Education is all things life, so to speak. And so, you know, I think we're at a point to where, and this is all of us. It's not just the youth. You know, we should be, you know, finding ways to educate ourselves. And not so much to look to others, for guidance, but to educate ourselves. You know, on things that are actually going on, and how, because I believe real change starts with self.
Correct. Oh yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Is it's kind of like, you know, we have a group of people in this room. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, we may want to make a change or something, but if each, you know, 5 people in this room, if we don't tap in and tune into self, you feel what I'm saying? It's almost like, what's the saying? A chain is as strong as its weakest link. You know what I'm saying? So it's, if Mark is not taking care of Mark, you feel what I'm saying? Then our entire chain is not going to be as strong as it has potential to be. Correct. You know what I'm saying? So I believe education is key. But with that, we can't get so consumed, which I fall. I'm a culprit of this myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, my girl tell you, it's like, especially when you get emotionally attached to something, it's like you there, and it's like it's almost as if nothing else is going on. And so it's like, you know, when you see the video, you know, of George Floyd, you know what I'm saying, and that just catastrophic, you know, fatality, like that angers you, that frustrates you.
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
emotion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's emotion. It's just kind of like, and I just feel like that's all I've, you know, for at a certain point, you know, I was doing this for
the whole time,
and hours and
it
hours
was like
after
draining.
the day.
You know,
you feel what I'm saying? To the point, it's like I look up and it's like, well, man, I woke up at what? You know, I woke around 7:15. You know what I'm saying? If not earlier. And it's like, now I'm looking at the clock. It's 1 o'clock. And all I've done is look at my phone, and I'm, you know, and that's no offense to you know, that's no offense to anybody, you know, advocating and advocating and creating awareness and trying to provide solutions via social media, but it gets to a point, and again, I had to learn this. Man, you can't stare at that screen so long because it'll snatch you and it'll keep you right there before you know it. Man, that's hours out of your day.
Dude, I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's times where you can the Instagram post to pop up on your phone. You're like, oh man, so and so doing that. Yeah. And you like, dang, like before you know it, it's 7 now, 12 gonna come by, and then what? 5 hours unpassed, and you haven't did nothing.
You haven't did nothing.
And so I can relate to that.
So, Man, I say that to say, you know, just kind of going back to education. And again, I will continue. I'll repeat this till I'm as blue as my shirt. I'm not downing anybody who's, you know, advocating and trying to create solutions and want to be a part of the solution. You know, want to put on for the culture. You know, via social media. But again, going back to education. Going back to my analogy as far as, you know, guys missing out on money playing. My thing is, you know, if I'm not educating myself on these issues and you know, on potential solutions, then what is my post really doing? Feel what I'm saying? Now, you know, again, going back to it's great that we're all coming together.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's great that we're all coming together, and you know, whether you're in the streets, or whether you're on social media, or whether you just within your household or your circle, and you guys are talking and creating dialogue on these things, or even in your workplace. But if there's not, you know, proper education on these matters, then I just feel like we're only gonna get so far. You feel what I'm saying? It's everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's no color, or there's no height restriction or weight restriction, or this world is one big chain. You feel what I'm saying? And we all have to do our due diligence. We all got to do our part in educating ourselves and educating our families, educating our communities. And it's just kind of like, if we do that, that may have a chain effect.
I got you.
You know, throughout our communities and throughout the world. But man, back to the youth, man. It's, you know, I mean, I couldn't imagine being, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old in this time, and it's just kind of like, man, like you so innocent, man. You're supposed to be getting ready for, you know, your 8th grade dance, or you're supposed to be getting ready to transition into high school, or even, you know, on the sports tips, you know what I'm saying, like getting ready for your freshman season, or you may be a freshman or a JV kid that's about to crack that varsity roster. Or you may be a junior, you know, a rising senior, and this your last year. You know what I'm saying? To showcase what you got. Man, I just couldn't imagine, you know, being of that age and having to deal with all this. And it's like, you're also attached to your phone because you know, we're on TikTok, we're on Snapchat, we're on Instagram, and all of these things are going on, and it's the forefront of all of these platforms. It's just kind of like, how can I, you know, consume all this proportionally? But again, as we say, you know, stay at the task at hand. Fortunately, you have some guys that, you know, have made a name for themselves, or they already have kind of a recruiting basis, or maybe they've even narrowed down where they're going. Or you may have some guys that already signed. You feel what I'm saying? But you do have majority of that. You know, you do have majority of those guys that, I mean, they needed this senior year. You know what I'm saying? They or you had a senior they needed that trip to up to MTSU.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To really showcase what they got going,
Right.
and you know, and try to make a name for themselves and get some attention from recruiters. I may be speaking more for the college level, but it's almost like, you know, going into that 2021 year, it's like you're mashing two classes together. You feel what I'm saying? So it's almost like you got the 2020s coming back for, you know, and which it wouldn't be up, but you got a lot of these 2020s coming back for senior season. You know, maybe that can conflict with the 2021s as they're going into their, you know, going into their true senior year.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you feel about it.
I feel like this though, like, you know, it would be hard to really try to go back and like revamp it and try to like structure it out and try to really to figure it out from the okay, I'm a play again standpoint. I feel like there should be like a showcase, or like some type of big event for those unsigned seniors that was not able to
fulfill that.
Yeah. So I know back in my hometown of Jacksonville, Tennessee, Southside went 32-0. You know, so what so like that trip to Murfreesboro was like going to be big for Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it should be like several showcases around, but that can give the players opportunity to gain scholarships, and coaches really should try to pick up players from the event. You know what I'm saying? Rather than trying to go back and redo it, because it is players out there, and you know this as just as well as I do. It's a college for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The D3, D2, NAIA, JUCO, whatever. You know, it's opportunity. So if they could just have like some sort of big time event, state to state, if they can, I would love to see that. And even if it's in like Nashville or the Murfreesboro area, I would want one more like to be a part of and to help out as much as I can too as well, though, just so we can see those players go to college and make themselves, you know, and achieve their goal. You know, so.
So speaking of that, man, you know, you were actually just a part of a play day. You know, at Hooptown and Smyrna. You know, although I came up there for, you know, like hour or two. I got to check out a couple games, but you know, I mean, you were there. You were there for the duration of the event. You know, how did you think that turnout was with having these COVID restrictions and quarantine, and now things are opening back up? If you're a fan or a parent of a certain team, once they're done playing, you have to get up. But man, just kind of give us insight on, you know, that setup and how you think that turnout was. Okay,
well, the first thing is first, shout out to Team B Right and
Uncle Spence, man.
Oh yeah, the Spence. Shout out to Spence. Shout out to Tennessee Pride as well for the amazing event. So for on the protocols of it though, it was very great. You know, man, it was a great event. You know, as we were entering, we had the waiver forms for the players. It was like a temperature check too as well. And after that, it was 2 games. Back to back. Everybody in the building, you had to wear a mask. If you didn't, you're not coming in. So it was like a great event, you know, and it was actually scouts was there, coaches was there, you know, it was streaming, you know. So it was a great event, and it gave us a live action. It gave us a safe feel, and it was a good like environment and a good play day, you know. So and it gave them. Our players were RTG Elite, and it gave us a positive mindset about just live action. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been missing for so long. Just so on the positive aspect of it, we was just excited to be there. Well organized, put together, safe environment. You know, and it was a good aspect. So it was good.
As Adison asked the question for you know, these 2020 seniors whose seasons were cut short. One, do you believe, you know, an event such as what took place yesterday, do you think that will have kind of like a chain reaction to, you know, we're supposed to be in the heat of this, you know, of the live period with the results from yesterday's play day. Do you think that'll have a chain reaction to as things continue to open up? Do you think we'll see more live action? And then my second question is, you know, do you think maybe something like that can be held for these, you know, the unsigned 2020 season?
So to answer the first one, yes. I mean, I feel like that event that happened this weekend, man, it's something that really needs to happen more often. Simply because it was like the best of the best in the building. You know, like it was a good amount of teams from the Chattanooga area, from Nashville area, from Clarksville, from all over.
Man, you had Team B, right? You had RTG. You had Flight.
You had Flight. You had the Tennessee Volcanoes. You had East Tennessee. You had a lot of people.
You had some girls in there that can go.
So what I'm saying is this right here is they got to be done again. You know, I mean, I feel like it have to be done again, especially if it's not, if like we're not given a chance to have a big event. There was a great event for what, like maybe 15, 20 teams maybe, you know. It wasn't that big at all. It can be done anywhere, I feel like, but the most popular place right now would be that Nashville area. I know a lot of stuff is happening up in there. I mean, a lot of coaches is gravitating towards that area. And then too, it's just Nashville is a great city to be into as well. So I mean, I feel like if it's there, it will be a good asset.
And you're not to compare it, you know, to the NBA, but it's almost as if, you know, Nashville or maybe some of these, you know, bigger cities or bigger towns, it's almost like bubbles are being formed within those cities. You know, maybe, you know, in these smaller towns or kind of more rural areas, you know, they may not have the access or the resources or even the backing or the support, you know, as a Nashville or some of these bigger cities. So I mean, I think that's definitely something to be taken into consideration. But I think with the proper you know, precautions and safety protocol, even as we continue to learn about you know the COVID and you know, things of that nature, man. I think it's a great thing, but here's something, you know, a proposition that I propose is whether it be AAU or training, or you know, we even missed out on high school team camp. You know what I'm saying? And this may be a stretch, but do you think there's any comparison to? And again, we talk about education. You know, as you have these things starting back up. And then you have the NBA. You know what I'm saying, or the pro sports starting back up, and you know, with the pros, it's, well, no, let's hold off on that because that may be a distraction. Do you think there's any correlation between pros starting up and amateur sports starting up, or is that just two different realms?
I feel like, and I can be wrong, but in my opinion, I feel like people are banking on what the NBA is doing. We are first like viewing how they are doing it, and trying to say, like, okay, well, hey, if the NBA doing it, then you know, then what? It can pop up. It can be done too as well. You know,
if we go back, it was to my knowledge, you know, it was Adam Silver to hey, wait, we gonna pump the brakes on this. And then it was, you know, the NCAA follows suit, the state tournaments, and you know, each of the states. You know, so it's kind of like really everything is kind of trickling down from what he and that NBA organization is doing, and everybody else is following. And that's what I feel like they are setting the blueprint. And the AAU and the team camps and everything else is following it. So yes, they have like a great influence on the amateur sports, and everybody is watching
what's going on and trying to see like, okay, if the NBA is doing it, then hey,
right,
I can too.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's kind of like that. As I stated earlier, it's a choice. You know, I told our parents right here, listen, if you don't want to play, listen, it's no hard feelings towards it. You know, it's not an issue with it. I understand. You know, and so what? It's kind of like you can't force it on nobody.
Yeah.
And even in the NBA,
right,
and even in amateur sport, just don't force it.
Right. It's kind of going back to how we say, man, you know, everybody has a choice. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, COVID or no COVID, you know, you want to be out on the floor with your guys.
Yeah.
I for sure want to be out on the floor with my guys. And I know there are awesome precautions to take, you know, as things continue to open up. And, you know, as we continue to get back in the gym and get back in the swing of things. Right. You know, whether one chooses to participate or not, you know what I mean? You know, just take it for what it is. Yeah. But the show doesn't stop. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Man, big shout out to my big homie, man, Odell Bradley. He actually tweeted something one day, and it really stuck with me. He said something along the lines of basically not living in fear. You know, yes, you know, there's precautions and everything, and you know, we're wearing our mask and we're social distancing and things of that nature, but to live in fear or live in captivity over something we have no control over, that's almost causing our own detriment. You feel what I'm saying? And when he tweeted that, man, it really stuck with me. Like I'm not too big in the, you know, sharing and you know, retweeting and stuff. I mean, I may do it kind of here and there, but that was one tweet or one post that really stuck with me, and it's just kind of like, you know, things are, you know, on a decline, and you know, things are opening back up, so we should make the most of it. Now that don't mean get out here and start wilding and you know,
absolutely
do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm not encouraging that, but you know, as we starting to swing back into things, man, it's okay to kind of step out a little bit and you know, test the waters and you know, man,
doing it the right way,
right? Doing it the right way. For being, man, you know, stuck in the house or cooped up in the house, you know, to you know, man, you get out and you get, you know, your family and go watch your little sister or your niece or your daughter, whatever the case may be. And I really hope it's up from here. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
On the coaching side of it, it was more of freedom. You know, like it was more like, hey, listen, to go out there and have fun. You know what I'm saying? I want you to have fun. I want you to play your game and let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. I mean, if this is the last time doing it, okay, do it. You know what I'm saying? But what 100% with it, and that's what I told our girls. You never know what this opportunity will bring you. You know what I'm saying? It can probably be your last time to playing ball for the whole summer. Right. So you know what I'm saying? So you take the best out of it. You have fun. You compete, and then what? And you grind it out.
Well, yeah, man. As we conclude, man, you know, it's a great first episode, man. Absolutely. Great work with you, man.
For sure.
My guy, man. You know, telling Adison, man. You know, I love this guy energy, man. I love what he's doing. You know, Clarksville got him one. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, just peace and love. You know what I'm saying? And
it's the first of many. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like this here too. It's blessings all on you. Yeah. You know, like it's a lot of great things is in store. Yes, and we're gonna keep it going. Next episode, it's gonna be a great one, and let's make it happen.
There you have it, man. We got Marqua. I'm Mark, man, and this is Mark My Words podcast.
Let's
Shout out to Ball All Day.
Let's get it, Ball All Day.